Welcome everyone to another episode of Rooftop Perspectives. I am your host, LanceScurv. A gentleman who wants to lead the orchestra must turn his back to the crowd. When I heard that statement, it was so profound to me. A gentleman who wants to lead the orchestra must first turn his back to the crowd. The crowd. Who are the crowd? The crowd of spectators. The crowd of people who come to see a great performance, and you're leading the rhythm, you're leading the pace, you're leading the responsibilities of those individual musicians who play for the orchestra. There is no way you can turn your back on them and cater to the crowd when you have something to do to achieve that goal of having a masterful performance. In our life, we desire, many of us, a masterful performance, but guess what? A lot of us do not want to turn our back to the crowd to focus on what we can control and what must be done for a beautiful outcome. And when the outcome doesn't turn out the way we want, we blame everybody but ourselves. You see, this is my thing. Whether you like Donald Trump or not, or whether you like Bill Gates or not, I'm not going to use him as an example really. Let's say Oprah Winfrey or anybody who has great money. We know that in these different areas of expertise, they might have great favor to get where they are, right? Some of them have to be very shrewd and cutthroat with a smile on their face. But whatever the cost, they all have 24 hours in a day, just like you and I do. What are they doing? How are they utilizing it to attain success over what others do? People who are successful, the first thing they seek to do is not look at a Facebook timeline. To wake up in the morning with their phone and thumb up and down and see what's happening, not only in the world, but just the people that they happen to follow that may be in their inner circle, or maybe somebody they're just watching. I'm not built that way. When I get up, I do not look at the Facebook timeline. I don't even hardly get on Facebook. You're looking at somebody else's face. People in your inner circle. How do you influence people who are out of your circle to gain growth? You see, when I share things with key people who might be on Facebook because I'm a content creator, right? So I don't want to share my stuff with people who know the same circle of people because it's not going to circulate anywhere else other than where it's supposed to go. I want to know people who have people behind them who I hardly know. That's one of my tricks of expansion. But to preach to the choir and just have it all incestuous under one circle doesn't get you anywhere. What does that tell you? You have to expand. You can't be around the same individuals. Yes, if they're positive, if they're part of your team, if they have the same trajectory, the same ideology, yes. But to sit around powwowing, looking the same people in the face who have nothing that they want to aspire to do is going to bring you down. They will say you have an attitude, they say you think you're better, but if you want to achieve something, you're not going to sit there and do the same thing over and over, which really is a definition of madness. So if you want to achieve, you're going to have to turn your back on that crowd. If the people are with you and think the same way you do and aspire to similar things, even if it's in a different area of expertise, they're motivated to do these things, right? Those are who you want in your orchestra. You will face them as you create this mosaic of greatness from the talents that you have, the seeds of greatness that you have, and the pooled talents of that select group. Who is your select group? This is what I've heard. They said, well, if you want to see who a person is, show me his friends and who are constantly around them. And I don't mean close proximity like you happen to live right here next to me, or I happen to go to the same job as you. But who do you bring into your personal inner circle? Who is really in your life? Physical proximity does not mean you have the same spirit. Cultural similarities does not mean you have the same spirit, right? You can even come from the same family and come out of the same womb, and you can be diametrically opposed to what that brother or sister is all about. So people use these things to get in. Oh, we come from the same place. Oh, we're family. We come from the same. In a perfect world, it should be that way. But more and more, I'm finding out that it's not that way. So right now, I listen to my own set of rules. Me as LanceScurv, as you should for yours. And my process has helped me to cut through this life like a hot knife through butter, to get things done. No matter what's swirling around me, I try to be consistent. And I say try to be nice. No, I am consistent. I do get the job done. That's what it's all about, the commitment to what you do, to turn your back on the crowd so you can face the orchestra, so you can bring out that exemplary performance time and time again, consistently. You're not looking at numbers, you're not looking at hits, you're not even looking at how much money this thing gives, because for me, this is a hobby, this is something that I do. I've always been this way from birth, before YouTube came into play, or Facebook, or Instagram, or LinkedIn came into play, right? I've always been one to express myself. I just happen to share a little bit of my life every single day on these platforms. I don't have to fabricate it. I don't have to put on a costume to convince you that I'm some prophet. No, I'm just LanceScurv, government name LanceScurvin. So it doesn't take me to wait a week or two and try to come up with thoughts and this is what I want to project to the world. You poke me, I give you a response, because what's in me is what's truly in me and not a manufactured presentation. I don't have to do that. That's why I can talk every day. You can wake me up in the middle of the night and put the microphone up under my nose and say, Lance, let's talk about that. I might wipe this stuff out the corner of my eye, cough a little bit, clear my throat, but I'm right there with you, because I always said from the beginning, I'm going to be me and I'm going to be authentic. And this is how we should move, because this way we don't have to wear a mask for this one or wear a mask for that one, or have an explanation to somebody about our life, and the next person that we explain our life to is something completely different, because we have many masks that we wear. I'm me. If you ask something, there was a big behind bug on me. I don't know what it was. It looked like it was about 4 or 5 inches. Something big. Pow! Anyway, I guess he wanted to get on the video. Bottom line is, focus on your orchestra. Don't worry about the crowd, whether the crowd is there, whether the crowd is not there. But if you do what you do to the highest level and to the best that you can do, the highest excellent, the crowd will always be there. That's the bottom line. Anyway, this is just a short one that I wanted to throw. The sun is so beautiful out here today. The weather is beautiful. Most of the time, the weather is beautiful. And that's one of the reasons why I came here. I want to thank the brother who shared with me the flood chart. The flood chart. I'm going to drop the link probably. If I forget, I'll remember and I'll put it in afterward. And this is totally irrelevant to what I was just speaking about, but I always want to add something extra. It's called a flood chart, right? And it shows the entire planet and at different levels. If there was flooding, which land would be above water? And when I looked at the east coast of America, I looked at certain places in Florida that's below sea level. Like, as soon as a little bit of water comes over, boom, you're flooded. I looked at where we're building here in Ghana, and if there was 400 meters of water, where I live would still be dry. And I didn't know that. That's something I didn't even take into consideration, but it's there. So I thank the Creator for leading me to that particular place. And we don't want anything bad to happen, but just in case, that's part of prepping and that's part of surviving. And that's something I didn't realize when we made this decision. Anyway, I'm protected. You stay in line with what's righteous and you stay in line with what your purpose is, you'll be protected. You got to know your purpose though. As a man, if you don't know your purpose, you're going to get caught up into so many different things. The gossip, the wasting of time, the peeping, the insecurities to see what the next man is doing. I have no time for that. As a matter of fact, this is why now these days more and more I move solo. Because I get my downloads here and I produce, and you can see what it is that I produce every single day on that level. I'm gonna wave my hand down there, waving at me back, right? This is such a good view. Thank the Creator I'm not a sniper. I'm a sniper of righteousness. Anyway, just want to say salute to my brothers. Much love. Mwah. To my sisters, it's another beautiful day. Mrs. SCURV brought down so many fruits from the property, the grocery store, in the backyard. and plans are coming through. And again, still even up there, it's beautiful. But even down here in the transition, I just love my neighbors and the support that they give me. And I just have to say I'm blessed and in good spirits. This is 2023. I love the isolation of doing my work. I can do that all day. I'm built for this. This is the way I was raised. Go in your room, focus on your homework. I enjoy the solitude. It gets me thinking, and I know that I'm self-sufficient and manifesting what's in me. And I wish that all who are here have the same feeling about themselves, because really and truly, they say no man is an island, but you don't have to accept everybody around you. All you need is that creator and those downloads and those instructions, and pursue your purpose and turn your back on the crowd and face the orchestra who may be in your life as your inner circle, larger or smaller, and you'll be all right. All that island business, who cares? That's for the shysters. Anyway, much love to you all. Talk to you later. Hope you enjoyed the ramble. LanceScurv out.